Okay, so we're at Yellow Creek Baptist Church that was established in 1823, and this is my Aunt Linda. This is my mommy's big sister. So excited. She's going to help us do some family history tours, some sites today. And so we're starting here, and we talked to the pastor of this church, and over here all of these churches are newer locations, but he told us that the old original church from 1823 is actually up on the hill, and the graves were behind the church.
The Asa Padgett family came from Pendleton District, South Carolina. He was just a young boy when they traveled here, probably. In the 1810 census, the family was in Pendleton, South Carolina. In 1820, they were here, so they traveled here sometime during that period of time. We're not sure exactly when. We don't have an idea. But by 1810, we know that 1820, we know that they were here. So when they came here, this church was established in 1823, and I think in 1825 they joined this church. And at that time, Asa was 16 years old, so he was a teenager here. This was the place that he spent his teen years. By the time he was 33, and he was very active in church, Abraham, his father, and Rhoda Padgett, his mother, were very active in the church here. Several of his brothers and sisters were also active here. But he was 33. He was married.
It was 1833.
Yes, he was 33 years old. 1833. That's right.
1833.
In 1833, he was 24 years old, and we found on the records of the church that he was cited for fighting. And we loved Abraham, but that made him real. He had emotions. He had love, he had hate, he had whatever.
He got in fights.
He got in fights.
So the one that got in the fight was Asa Padgett,
yes,
the son of Abraham.
Right.
Okay.
At the age of 24, he was cited. So someone would actually come and talk to him, I guess, about his behavior. But his father Abraham was very, very active in the church before that. And it was his job, and in the church records it showed Abraham citing other people, or I guess disciplining them, talking to them, whatever, but it just made them all very real. They were not only ancestors that we love, but they were real people, and that made it important.
That is neat. So how many children did Abraham and Rhoda Felton have? Asa was one of their children, but how many siblings did he have?
I think he had
quite a few, right?
He had 11.
11. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing.
So that would be enough to sort of give you anger sometimes.
That's right. Maybe he was fighting with one of his siblings.
Yeah.
But
Not
he
sure.
was cited for fighting after he was married to his wife, and Asa was married to who was Asa married to?
Mary Polly Villiard.
That's right. So he was actually cited after he was already married to his wife, which was even more interesting.
Yes. Well,
and then the records from this church, they go from Yellow Creek Baptist Church, and when they stopped attending here, they started where? You were telling me that story.
They went to Liberty Baptist Church.
That's right.
Attended there. And Liberty is not far from this location here. It is near a marina and on the lake, so it's not very far. But we've been there. We felt that Abraham was probably buried there because about 20 years ago, Jimmy Padgett and Judy and Carol Padgett and I, and maybe other people, went to look for Abraham's grave, and we just felt he was buried there. No markers there on many of the graves, but you can see the depressions, beautiful green lawn, the depressions were there, and we think Abraham was there.
He probably was, if that's where he attended church. That's neat to know. It might just be a rock that locates the grave, so that is interesting. So we're going to leave here and head over to Salem Baptist Church next, where Asa's son William is buried with a lot of his family. So we'll continue. That will be a different video.
So across the street from the current location of the Yellow Creek Baptist Church is the cemetery, and this section is the oldest part of the cemetery, with gravestones dating back to the 1830s, 1850s, or some of the dates I saw, birth dates even as back as the 1790s. So this was the original area, I'm assuming, of the cemetery. Now the church building, we were told, was over here as well, and I'm assuming with the way they would build the cemeteries to the side or to the rear of the chapels, that it was more than likely in this area up on this hill. And I've noticed there's a newer section of the cemetery out further to the north. So this is where we were told somewhat of where the original location of the Yellow Creek Baptist Church is.
Okay, we're headed to Yellow Creek Baptist Church that was established in 1823. We're headed from Dahlonega, we're headed south on Georgia Highway 60 that's also called Thompson Bridge. And our GPS is showing that we're going to start to look for a road on the right called Walden. And that's it, yeah. So there's the sign for Walden, and then also we're in the right direction because that says Yellow Creek Baptist Church right there. So that says that, Yellow Creek Baptist. All right, so we're going the right way. All right, so now as soon as you turn on Walden, you're going to turn immediately right on Fitts Road, F-I-T-T-S. Stay on the asphalt because that's a gravel road that goes that way. Okay, so we're turning on Fitts. We're going to come up here around this corner. As soon as you come around the top of the hill, you can start to see the steeple and the graveyard on each side. And so Fitts will bring you out to Yellow Creek Baptist, or Yellow Creek Road. Yeah, that's it, Yellow Creek Road. And then right across the intersection is the Yellow Creek Baptist Church. We're going to be meeting Aunt Linda here today, and she's going to tell us some family history